Pop rice.
Pop rice. Pop rice.
I don't.
So yeah, we're talking rice
No,
still.
we're not. It's going to take too much time to even explain.
Tell us your theory about pop rice.
This is why I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is why we've got to have the the VIP, like you buy a subscription and you can watch a feed during the commercials.
The behind the scenes is where.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Like they do it on
where our
radio
true
shows.
colors come
That's what
out.
you do because that's where the really bizarre conversations
That's when you
happen.
find out
Yes,
how
about popping rice.
Popping rice.
popping rice.
I didn't know that's how it happened. I had no idea. All right.
We are back. Oh, we are back, and we are getting serious with George Oliver
Always.
and
Intermittently,
Erica
yeah.
Smith. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, we've got Mr. Banks and Jane Banks, Erica Smith, and George Oliver. So,
Every time I hear Jane Banks, you know what I want to say?
What?
Jane and Michael Banks. Every time. That's what's in my head. Always. Since I was a
I
little
had to
girl.
mentally drill myself in my head because I was thinking the same thing. I want to say we have Jane and Michael Banks, but no, we don't.
we
You're
don't.
you're a little bit taller.
I'm George
than our
Michael
Banks. George Michael Banks.
Oh, you ready?
Yes.
From what I saw last night, you looked ready.
Yes.
Yeah?
You ready?
I was completely forgot about it.
Now, have you seen the movie?
Yes, we have it back at home.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
were familiar with it before.
And I'm like, oh, cool. I just get to be nice and smile all the time. Nope.
Oh, no.
No, there's nothing nice about Jane. Not for like the first 2/3.
No.
So what were you thinking when you heard that Mary Poppins was happening in New Bern?
I'm like, I'm auditioning. It's obvious. I'm auditioning. I am doing this. So.
And here you
then
are.
Here I am now.
How would you describe Jane Banks, like the character?
Well, in the beginning, she's pretty much a spoiled brat. And as we get to the end of Act 1, she gets to be more nice. And at the end of the show, she's pretty much the nicest kid in the world. So, half of that.
It's quite a turn.
Yes.
Spoiled brat to the greatest
Yeah.
child ever.
In the world.
In the world.
Yeah.
In the entire world.
Does Michael go through that transformation too?
He starts it like in the middle of Act 1.
And then he becomes the second best child in
Yes.
the world.
By
He's
Still,
Jane
still
is
kind of a
first.
brat.
Yeah.
Still kind of a brat.
Yes. All right. Well, tell us about Mr. Banks. What is it like stepping into the shoes of David Tomlinson?
Well, I'm glad I didn't have to grow a mustache, and I thank you for that.
You're welcome. And I think what it
Because he
was
has a
after.
It is.
Yes.
A weird
Weird.
mustache.
I think it was after Young Frankenstein. I was just like, I would not ask it because I had to grow one, or I chose to, and I was like, I'm not going to make you do that.
You also had to grow curly hair, which was interesting.
That was funny.
It was, but only on the weekends,
Right.
only when we were performing the show.
And sometimes it actually came off. It was the
Yeah, it
great
was-
hair
Yeah, it's
it's called
that our
talent.
monster tried to keep on the
Yes.
head. It's great.
So yeah, so tell us. So what's it like stepping into the shoes of this role? And I guess is there anyone out there who doesn't know the story of Mary Poppins? Do we need to
I
go
am
through it?
finding I was actually surprised. I thought everybody in the world. I mean, you're just not human if you haven't seen the movie. But
know, right?
I'm hearing a couple of people who said, "Yeah,
Who are
I never
not
watched
human.
it." Yeah.
well, it's interesting too because the
Inhuman.
play is different, right? The play is based on the books more,
Yeah.
so there's some characters that aren't in the movie.
The
that,
play
Right,
is this
right.
kind of a hodgepodge of because the movies. There's a lot of Disney in it. You know, they took the basic ideas of the books, but then they did Disney things. Like the songs are very Disney and not very much the book. So the play is sort of a hodgepodge where the songs are very much Disney, but the story is a little bit more in tune with what the books were that Travers wrote. I think because we got characters like Miss Andrews, the evil nanny that raised George Banks,
Right.
played
Such a great
marvelously by Jessica Cruz.
She's wonderful.
Yeah,
She's awesome.
Not touched upon in the movie, but she's quite a force to be reckoned with in the play.
You know, it's funny because when I watched it last night, I think a snippet of her was in the movie, or the idea of her.
The idea of her, I think, was, yeah.
Because they had all the nannies
Right, in the
lined up
beginning,
at the
yeah.
very beginning, and so maybe that was. I'm just in awe of everything that I saw last night.
It's a big show.
Yeah.
It's a very
Yeah,
big
there's a
show.
lot of great people involved, both in the cast and the crew.
yeah.
I mean, so much work going on backstage. With
Right.
people. Yeah.
We've been really fortunate. We've got kind of I would say just the creme de la creme. We have just not only completely talented, but just really good people, both in the cast and behind the scenes, that make it a lot of fun. Erica, what's it been like doing? Because this show, we've got flying with Flying by Foy, we've got special effects, like kite flying on stage. We got a magic kitchen that we still haven't seen 100% of, but it's almost there. What's it been like being a part of a show that's got so many different components?
It's pretty much been the best experience in the world and been awesome.
What are some of your favorite things?
Other than Keith Moore.
Other than the director, yes.
The flying is the most coolest thing in the world. So, and then I think the kitchen is also pretty awesome. And the kite is awesome too. It's just everything that flies is awesome.
Oh boy, what about you, George? What has been like? You've done a nice handful of shows now. After starting with Les Mis, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
so you've done a nice handful, between Craven and Carteret County. So what are some of the interesting and new aspects that this show has been?
The show's had a good collection of talent. A lot of great singers and actors and stuff. But all the shows that I've been in have too. I think working at Civic Theater's been nice just because it flows well. Everybody's working really hard and is organized well. Angelina, maybe there's a nod there. No, it's really been a great experience. It's neat doing a show like Mary Poppins that's like everybody knows.
Right.
It's fun for the whole family.
The human people know.
Yeah, that's right. Only the human people.
Just the human people.
Just the human people.
But it's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
It's been a lot of fun.
All right, well, I think let's take a moment now. We've got about a minute-and-a-half video. It's highlights from the Ghost Walk performance.
Okay.
We had Mary Poppins. They performed about 3 different numbers, and so I think we're going to take a look at that.
The dancing is incredible.
I like games, but I choose them. That's not fair! Some minor improvements may not go amiss, but at all times you must remember these. You're practically perfect in every way. I guarantee. Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay. Step lively now.
So that was just a taste of it that we had at the Ghost Walk there. I'll start with George. What is one of your favorite songs or scenes to do in the show?
Probably the bank scene at the end is a lot of fun.
Well, that's when you get to let your hair down a little bit more.
Yeah, because my character is kind of a middle-class English twit, and he's really buttoned up all the time and disconnected from his family for a lot of the show. And having Mary Poppins in shows a little bit of zaniness, and he lets his hair down a little bit by the end and gets closer to his family. And it's a neat story. It's a nice arc about, you can't work all the time. You've got to take time for the things that really matter, like your family.
Exactly. It's about the whole story, in case there's anyone out there who is not as familiar with it, it's about a family that's kind of on the brink of disconnecting and kind of falling apart and going separate ways. And then Mary Poppins, this magical character, comes in and just kind of brings them together. And what's fun is, like, she does it in kind of a subverted way. She just kind of makes the pieces fall together. She doesn't force things together. That's the fun thing. And it's got a lot of fun things. So, Erica, what is your favorite scene?
I like all the scenes, but one of my favorites are supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Because
it's so fast. And then I also like playing the game because I just get to run around a lot.
Right.
Chased by a crazy
Yeah.
clown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
playing the game is one of those scenes
Oh,
that
yeah.
people who are only familiar with the movie are going to be a little bit surprised that things get a little bit weird in that one.
Yes.
That's true. That's
It's an
true.
awesome. It's really cool weird though.
Yeah. Well, what about? Well, Erica, tell us about Michelle Royce.
She is pretty much the best singer around. She's a really great actress, and she can do a lot of really, really cool stuff.
Yeah. She is our Mary Poppins.
Yes.
And then we got Peyton Jenkins, who is Bert. What do you think about Peyton, George?
Peyton's great. Yeah, I've not been in a show with him before. He helped out in Young Frankenstein backstage.
right.
Yeah, but he's really good. Great for the role and works really hard. Great dancer.
Yeah.
What you need. And he's good at doing flips.
Yeah.
And suspended 20 feet up in the air.
I do want to take a moment, and you know, we've got the flying and this great talent that's on stage, and we're talking about the behind the scenes
Yes,
as well.
yeah.
Everything that is about this show is huge. I mean, just
Yes.
absolute attention to detail. And I want to give a shout out to your costumers, your choreographers.
Set designer.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
Steve
the
Cockridge,
set.
yeah.
Everything about this whole show is practically perfect in every
Yes.
way. I am so floored at the. I'm a huge fan of dancing, and watching that choreography. I don't know how you guys learned it.
Well, we've been
Several.
practicing 3
I don't
nights a week, 6
Mm-hmm.
to 9, and Saturday 9 to 3 for 2.5 months.
Yes.
But as hard as we've been, that's 15 hours a week.
Yes.
Okay, so as hard as we've been working, the backstage crew have been working just as hard, if not harder, getting all
Yeah.
this together.
Yeah, when it comes to like all the hands that are involved, you know, the reason it's called community theater is because it takes the community
Right.
to make the theater happen.
And that's what's really cool. So you got people that are in this, you know, whether you're in school
Yeah.
or just parents with jobs and just people in the community that come out and do this stuff. It's really neat. Nobody's getting paid anything. Actually, Erica's getting paid twice as much as I am. 2 times 0.
Yeah.
But everybody coming together and doing this, it's really neat to see it come off like it is for such a big show.
It is,
Yeah,
and it's
when people come and see the show, because it's just, you know, we're just got this. It's like the Mickey Rooney. Let's put on a show. My uncle's got a barn, and it's
Thanks for letting us use your barn.
Yes.
Angelina.
yeah.
Yes,
You're
thank you.
welcome.
So
My
what
barn
you
is your
see,
barn.
so what you
Anytime.
see on stage is just it's passion,
Yeah.
and the people on stage is the passion that's fueling them. The people backstage, the people in every arena. So when you come see the show, get the program, read all the names that are in there. If I'd have spent this whole segment, I couldn't have listed everybody that's made this possible.
And just real quick, you can do not wait to get your tickets. I said this yesterday. Do not wait; it will sell out. You can go to newberncivictheater.org and get all the information on show times, dates, how you can get your tickets. The box office will be open today at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yes, that is correct.
There you
And
go.
you can call 633-0567. Like I said, you can purchase tickets online. It opens this weekend and runs for 3
yes,
3
it does.
weekends.
Awesome.
Get
All
your
right.
Here we
tickets, they're
go.
selling out.
Yes,
They
they
are.
are. They are
Get your
selling
tickets.
fast. All right, thank you both.